WTF Gamers Only Show.
Hi, I'm Nolan Mackey.
Hey, I'm Kenzie Mackey.
And this week on the WTF Gamers Only Show, we're going to talk all about Splatoon 2. Give you our initial thoughts on it. We're going to unbox a cool controller and talk a little bit about it. But first off, did you play Splatoon 1?
Yes, I didn't play as much as you did though. I really only played like the multiplayer. Didn't really play the story mode. But the multiplayer was super fun.
Yeah, we played a lot of the multiplayer together,
Yes.
which was weird because we had two Wii U's in the same house but in different rooms, so we called each other, which I guess technically is how Nintendo solved their voice chat problem anyway, so we were ahead of Nintendo on that one. But anyway, so yeah, I did play a lot of that game. Like you said, I played a lot of the single player. I beat the single player. I played a lot of online. I just put a lot of time into that game. The one thing that I did have a problem with that game, though, was characters. Like, I didn't know if the game was really going to take off and be a successful Nintendo franchise, because there's no character to latch onto like a Samus or a Captain Falcon, a Mario. Like, you know what I mean? It's kind of hard to explain. Like, the squids and the kids and all that stuff, that's cool, but, like, the Squid Sisters is not really, like, a character you can really latch onto. So I don't know.
But you do see them like almost every single time you turn on the Wii. So
well, that's another gripe I had with that, because and that's still in the second one too. Just let me play the game. But anyway,
I understand you want me to see what kind of maps are coming out, but every hour.
Let me play the game.
Or like, let me skip it. Let me just skip it, please.
Yeah, they should let you skip it.
Instead of just hitting A.
But anyway, yeah, the first Splatoon was a really, really good game. So I really enjoyed that game. I think we both did. So. Starting off, what do you think of Splatoon 2? Like, what do you think of it compared to the first game?
Compared to the first game, I mean, again, maybe this is bad of me. I don't see too much of a difference. I mean, there's different. I really like play multiplayer, so I can't really argue like too much with kind of differences like story or anything like that, because I really didn't get into it that deep. But I mean, overall, seems similar. I do like playing it on the Switch though, so I do like that it's on the Switch now, because especially like me and Nolan, we play it all the time. Like when we had the Wii U, I was in like another room, so I talk on the phone. With the Switch, at least I can bring my Switch in here.
That's one thing I can say about the second one that's different from the first one already, is that the first one, when we got it, we only got one copy because we could play local multiplayer. Now, we couldn't play online.
We did get two eventually, though.
Yeah, we did get two eventually, but we couldn't play online. That's why we ended up getting another one, but there was a local multiplayer mode. Now, it wasn't the greatest thing, but in the second one, that's not there at all. And I've actually heard a lot of people are kind of upset about that. I mean, not that it's like this great missing feature, but just the fact that if you have some friends over and you want them to play, like to just like get some hands on with the game, you can't do that. So that's kind of weird that they took that out.
But I mean, like, that's what everything's kind of going to nowadays too, and it's really frustrating.
And I mean, with the Switch, it is a little easier too, because like anybody can just bring theirs over.
Yeah.
So that makes sense too. But it is just kind of weird that that's not there. Now this time around, you've played a little bit more of the story mode than I have actually.
Yes.
So what do you think of like the story mode so far?
It's fun.
Yeah. So what have you done so far in it? Like, what is it like?
Like, pretty much you're just, just splatting enemies, and splatting enemies, and, like, you're, like, the first boss is pretty interesting.
What's the first boss like?
It's literally like a kind of like an oven with, like, bread in it.
Okay.
And it's, like, it's not, like, just one piece of bread. There's, like, bread every angle, and like they just come out and like start like shooting out and like trying to hit you.
Okay.
So you have to kind of avoid them, and you have to get a tentacle that is on the top of the oven. So I mean, you have to climb up the bread whenever it comes out.
Well, that sounds like a lot of the boss fights in the first one. Yeah, like the tentacle thing. That was like always the weak point of the boss, and like you had to do it like 3 different times or something like that. And there was like I think like 50 levels in the first one. It seems like there's probably going to be that. Which what I am impressed about though is I'm glad that it is different levels than the first one, because I played a little bit of it, and it is. I was worried that it was going to be kind of like the first one, just ported over, and it is different. It is different. Another big difference in this game, though, something we haven't really got to play a lot of, because right now we can only play it locally. We can't really play it online unless it's being offered, which is the Salmon Run.
Yep.
So what that is kind of like Horde mode for Gears of War, but in Splatoon.
Yeah.
So there's these angry little, I guess, salmon, and you're trying to get all the power eggs. I think that's what they're called.
Yeah, and put them in this one little...
And put them in a basket, and you
Yeah.
try to see how many waves you last and see how long you can go.
We
So
haven't
me and-
lasted long.
No, me and you, that's what I was getting ready to say. Me and you have played it with just the two of us. And I think it's really designed for 4 people because, my God, is it hard. It's hard. Like, we would try to communicate, but immediately be outflanked. So, yeah, that's
I
something.
got stuck one time, and I'm like, hey, come help me. You're like, oh, no. You're like, I'm already...
Yeah,
And he was already cornered, so I'm like, well,
there
goes that.
It's pretty tough. But I gotta say, I really do like it though.
Yeah.
And it's a really cool addition. I just that's one problem I do have with the game though, is like I wish that was a mode that you could pick at any time to just join up with people. I don't want it
Yeah.
to be offered only during certain times for certain like rankings and all that. So it's kind of like, I wish the game gave you a little bit more options to choose different things. But overall, I really do like the game. I mean, you really like the game too.
Yeah,
right?
I do too. It's great.
Well, I'm trying to think of some other things that are different. I know, like, there's not the little mini game anymore. Remember the little mini game in between matches where you try to jump the little squid up the...
Oh, yeah. Man,
that was one of the best parts.
Oh, I haven't played it in a long time.
It's not there. It's not there.
But you can do the music thingy.
You can change the music around with the thing, but that's not as cool as the little game. And I got so excited because in the plaza, there's a little arcade machine. I was like, oh my God, is that the game?
No.
And I think I heard that there is an arcade machine somewhere hidden where there is the game, but I haven't found it. But the one I found was like a sound test. So
Again, I'm not really far into it yet, with Splatoon 2, but one thing I remember from Splatoon 1 was like, well, the first Splatoon, I don't know if it was Splatoon 1, but first Splatoon, was you would go to this alley and there's this person and like you can get the clothes of other Inklings. But you remember that?
Oh yeah, I do remember
Yeah,
that. I think that was something they added, didn't they? Later on?
I don't know.
Or maybe that was there from the beginning.
Whatever,
it's been a while.
it's been there since I had my copy of Splatoon.
Yeah, I do remember that.
But like
That's pretty cool.
I don't see that in this one. So I don't know if that's gonna be a thing or not, or like if that's just kind of like...
Keep in mind, we haven't spent a whole ton of time with this game,
No,
so we
we
might
haven't.
be completely missing this. You guys might be screaming at us right now like, that's in there, but yeah.
You dummies!
But I don't want to sound like overly negative or anything. I really love this game. This game is worth buying a Switch for. Like, honestly, it really is. There is some things that I wish they would fix. Gosh darn it, Nintendo. Like, I mean, I do like that you have to get to level 10 before you can play ranked matches. That's pretty cool, because that weeds out some of the, people that aren't as into it. And the thing I don't like, though, is that, like, behind ranked matches is where you get the tower mode and the splat zones and stuff, so... I don't know. You didn't get to play any of that yet.
I haven't, no. He's got to play a little bit more multiplayer than I have.
Yeah, well,
I
played with some of the WTF crew, actually, and we played online trying out the new app, which, that's another thing I want to talk about.
Yeah.
The app is actually a lot better than I thought it was. So, the way the app works is you go into the
Online lounge.
Like the online lounge,
Yeah.
that's what it's called, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you queue it up on your app when you're in there, and you invite all your friends, and then if they join through the online lounge mode, then they can all talk, and so you're all in a little party, and on your phone, it kind of looks like a Nickelodeon type thing, like the colors and stuff.
Yeah, and
it's
like
really
they're
cool.
all floating.
And all the little icons are floating around, and you can all talk on your phone.
Kind of like ARMS. Like, whenever you're doing the
Kind of like
matches
ARMS,
for
yeah.
ARMS, yeah.
It is like ARMS. And it actually works really well. All of us expected it to not work well. It worked really well. And then once the match starts, it splits everybody up into the teams so that only the teams can chat to each other. Works awesome. Hopefully they integrate it into other Nintendo Switch games. Mario Kart.
It'd be awesome
ARMS,
for Mario Kart.
Anything. I mean, it's really good. Once again, one more gripe. I don't want to sound overly negative, but...
We really like this game.
Yeah, we really do love this
We're
game, I
just
promise.
being nitpicky.
But
so.
I wish you could use the online chat feature and not just the battle lounge. Because it kind of stinks that I can't talk to my friends playing...
Online with other people.
Online with other people, yeah. So, some things here and there they could fix. But, overall, definitely this is an awesome game. So, I think it's worth your time, and you guys should check it out. Now we're going to show you the Splatoon 2 Pro Controller, so let's unbox it. Check it out.
Yeah.
Alright guys, today we got the Splatoon 2 Nintendo Switch Pro Controller here. Now this retails for $74.99, $5 more than the regular Pro Controller, but as you can see it's a little bit different here. We got a green and a pink side, as well as some art on the see-through plastic there, and a pretty nice box as well. Pretty much, you know, like the regular Pro Controller box, but yeah, let's get this open and let's show it to you. Alright guys, so I'm back. I got this box cracked open, so let's take a look at what's inside here. I got the cardboard there, and let's dump this out here. Push that to the side. Now we got our charging cable. One thing about the Switch Pro controllers is they do give you the charging cable. Nintendo's been known not to give you the charging cable for some of their devices, and as sad as that is, it's kind of a good thing to see the charging cable in there, even though that should be expected. But yes, charging cable in there, so you don't have to worry about picking one of those up. And in here we have the controller. Wow, that is really bright. Immediately, I love the green here and the pink. They both look really good. And just like the normal Switch controller, I don't know if you can see it on here, but it does have the grip on it, just like the regular Pro Controller, which is really nice. Feels really comfortable in your hands. And now, what's special about this one, besides just the colors, is you've also got the Splatoon design on the see-through plastic. Now, you can probably see the splatter, the ink splatter, but if you look close, you can see some of the signs and like the billboards from the main game's hub, which is really cool. A lot of detail in there. Actually, a lot more than what I expected too. And that even continues around onto the back, which is just really cool. Looks really nice. So that is the Splatoon 2 Switch Pro Controller. Now if you're comparing it to a normal Switch Pro Controller, here's just the normal black controller. You know, exact same controller, just this one has a little bit more flair to it. Maybe you like just the plain black look, or maybe you like a little bit extra. But yeah, same controller, same heft, and you know, I really do like the Switch Pro Controller. It's just a very nice controller. Fits very well in your hand. The buttons are very big and nice to push. It doesn't feel like kiddie. It just feels good. But just in case you were wondering and you don't have a Switch or a Pro Controller, to compare it to like a DualShock 4. So here's a DualShock 4. And yeah, they're about the same. You can see the DualShock is just a tad bit wider. And the buttons, I guess the buttons on the DualShock are just a little bit smaller. Of course, you got the touchpad and everything. But, you know, this generation, the DualShock 4 was my favorite controller. But since the Switch came out, I think I like the Switch Pro Controller more. I just like the way it fits in my hand. And it looks really nice. So yeah. So definitely like this one more. And then here's an Xbox One controller. And as you can see, the shape and design are kind of similar. But if you go around to the back, well, first of all, you got the curved buttons on the Xbox controller, where you got the flat buttons here. And the sticks are a little bit different and everything. But if you go to the back too, and the most immediate difference to me that I noticed when holding both of them in my hand is that, I don't know if you can tell, but the Xbox One controller, it has the little dip in it to put your hands, but this one curves with your hands more, and it just feels a little bit more comfortable in there. I feel like it's just a little bit deeper right here, so it's a little bit more comfortable in my hands when I hold it there. So there's all the controllers, and yeah, like I said, this controller is $74.99. The normal Switch controller is Switch Pro Controller is $69.99, so it is $5 more to get the pink and the green and the splat design. I guess they got to get $5 more out of you. But if you could find this, I would say go ahead and pick it up, especially if you're a Splatoon fan. This is already getting kind of hard to find right now, and I think it's going to be a cool collector's item down the road. Also, the Splatoon Joy-Cons, they had the, I believe, purple and green Joy-Cons, or maybe pink and green, I'm not sure. But those are getting kind of hard to find too, so if you can find any of these and you are a Splatoon fan, I would say, yeah, it's definitely worth it. These are really cool. So that is it. That's the Splatoon 2 Pro Controller. So yeah, that was the Splatoon 2 Pro Controller.
Beautiful!
Yeah, it is awesome. You're kind of jealous, right? Because
Yes,
you want mine. Well,
I do.
I guess it's ours, but...
What's mine is yours, and yours is mine.
Anyway, oh god. Anyway, so yeah, if you want to play Splatoon 2 with some of the WTF crew, or you're looking to find people to play with, you should check out the WTF Discord. Bunch of people on there playing games. I'm sure they'd love to play Splatoon with you. Just jump on in there and find us. And if you're looking for more articles or more news, gaming news, check out the WTF Gamers blog. And yeah, so that was this week's episode, and we hope you enjoy it, and get out there and go splat some people.